So in this video, we're going to spawn our characters into the store level using the character information that is stored in the struct. We are going to go back to the sequence node over here, then drag the second pin, drag it down and create a reroute node. So just drag this section of logic away so it's easier for us to add the other nodes. And then from the reroute node, drag out and type cast to BP camera. And we're going to right click over here and type get player pawn. Connect the return value to the object over here. And the reason why we're using a player pawn over here as an object to our cast to BP camera is because in the store level we have the BP camera as the default player pawn in our level. So that is the reason why we are using a player pawn to get a reference to our BP camera. We're going to right click on the as BP camera output pin over here and choose promote to variable and leave the name of the variable as it is. So it is as BP camera, and after that drag the execution pin of the as BP camera and then search for each loop. And after that get the as BP save game, and from the as BP save game we are going to search for saveg store characters. Alright, so we're going to get the data in the saveg store characters. We're going to use that array information over here, and after that drag out the array element and type break. Alright, so break the store character struct. So a break node allows us to access the individual variables which is usually merged together within the store characters. Alright, so in case you wanted to access only the character name, the store characters and so on, you only want to access any one information, then you can use the break node over here to break each and every array element that is stored in the store characters struct over here and then access the individual variables that you want. And after this, we need to create a new variable. So click on the plus icon over here and we're going to call this character spawn position, POS for position, and we're going to drag the value of the character spawn position and set it. So connect the loop body of the for each loop to the set character spawn position and then right click on the character spawn position input pin and select split struct pin, and then drag the character spawn position and get the value. Once again right click and split the struct pin and drag the character spawn position location over here and then search for add. Alright, the add operator over here. Drag this a bit away, and then we need to actually go to the as BP camera over here for a bit. For now we are going to create a variable over here called move camera by and select the data type as vector. So this variable is what controls the distance at which the camera needs to move, and we are also going to use this same variable over here to spawn our characters. Alright, so click on compile, and over here in the x value add a value of 200 in the x-axis. So that means the camera will move by 200 units in the x-axis. So click on compile, save, and go back to the store game mode. Then get the as BP camera reference over here, and from the as BP camera reference we are going to get the variable that we just created, that is move camera by. So we're going to get that value and add it over here, and then connect that value over to the character spawn position location, and after that drag the execution pin of the set character spawn position and then search for spawn actor. Alright, so spawn actor from class, connect the transform value to the spawn transform over here, and then over here drag the store characters, search for a reroute node, and then connect the reroute node to the class over here. So I made a mistake over here. So over in the character spawn position variable over here, we need to change the text value of the location, and this will only show up if you compile this. So make sure you compile first and then click on this icon over here, give this a value minus 200. So after you have done that, once again compile this. If you were to try running this, you can see the spawning is now working properly. We are able to retrieve the data and then spawn the characters. And you can see we had an error before. So if I compile this again, it's giving a string message over here saying that we could not save the game to the store game mode. So once again, you can see the benefits of having print string randomly here and there. So whenever there is a mistake or a bug, it will just show up and it will warn you exactly where the issue is. So over here, we actually forgot to give a name to our store slot name over here. The value over here is nothing, and that's the reason why it's failing to save to the slot over here. So if I were to go back to the BP third person game mode first, so over here, the name we have given to the slot name over here is slot 1. So for the store game mode, or the store slot name over here, we are going to give a name slot 2. So this should fix the issue. So compile this and then go back to the store level and run the game. And yeah, apparently there's an issue. And the reason why nothing was showing up over in our screen after we have changed the value in the store slot name is because it is no longer able to retrieve the data that is stored in it. Over here we have made a bunch of logic. So it's checking with this store slot name and it's actually outputting true over here. So if I were to put a print string over here, give it a random color, I guess blue is fine. Change the duration to 5, compile this, and then run this. You can see it's outputting a value over here, and the meaning behind that is that it already has a value inside it. So this node over here is checking whether we have a save game or not, and we do have a value, so it's outputting a true value, and hence the load game from slot is being used over here, not create save game to slot. And because of that, we are not able to retrieve the data that is in the store slot name because we changed the value over here. Again, we had a similar situation in BP third person character. Alright, so we need to create a reset button to delete the previous slot name, or I guess you could rather call this delete save game, I suppose, as it's more accurate compared to calling it reset button. So we are going to create a delete save game button. So remove this print and connect the execution pin back again. Compile this. So we are going to fix this issue. Go to the content browser, go to store level, and open the store blueprint widget. So over here, we're going to get a button and then drag it over here. And then under hierarchy, make sure to drag the button that we have created right below the return button over here. And after that, I'm going to drag the text over here from the palette onto the button. And again, select the button and change the name of the button under details to delete save game. Edit the text over here. This is the data that you have to modify. So give this a name, delete save game. Adjust the size of the button, and after that select anchor and select this anchor over here. So press shift and control and it should anchor the button over here. So copy the Y position of the return button over here and give the Y position of the delete save game button as 132, and for the X we're just going to drag this bit over here, and after you have done that, go to the graph view over here and make sure that you are on the event graph over here. So under the My Blueprint, navigate to Variables and select Delete Save Game. Click on the on-click button event, and then we are going to right click over here and type Get Game Mode. And after that, drag the return value of the Get Game Mode and then search for Cast to store game mode. Connect the execution pin of the on-clicked button event to the cast over here, and then drag the as store game mode over here and search for get store slot name. So this is the one, and then drag the store slot name and search for delete game in slot. Once again, connect the true execution pin to the delete game in slot. And that's it. Compile this and go back to the store level. So run the game and you can see everything is empty. So click on the delete save game and then click on return, and once again click on the store level so everything gets resetted, and you can see now everything is working fine. If I were to return back again, go to the store level, and you can see the data table has already been saved in the array. So now our game has saved the save game data and then retrieve the character information to spawn our characters. And you can see the cube is down over here. We can fix this quite easily by going to the store characters, select cube runner, select the cube static mesh, and then basically increase the Z position. So just raise the height like this, and now the cube is above the origin of the blueprint. So once again, save it, close it, and if I were to open this again, you can see the cube is now above the ground. And that's it for this video. In the next part of this video, we are going to improve the way our camera moves in the store level and add new UI elements in our store blueprint widget. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching and see you later. Bye.